A popular Maple Grove garden center will remain closed until further notice after a massive fire destroyed a significant portion of the complex. Firefighters were called out to the Lynde greenhouse and nursery at around 3:30 Sunday morning after a passerby spotted the fire. Reporter Sonia Goins has the latest on the investigation.
Lynde Greenhouse and Nursery has been a staple in Maple Grove since 1971. Now the family-owned business is temporarily closed after a massive fire destroyed several buildings on the property.
Has a lot of special meaning to many people in our Maple Grove community.
Lynde Greenhouse and Nursery is rooted in history. The business has been owned and operated by 5 generations of family members. CCX News has done several stories about the business over the years, and this is what the nursery looked like before the huge fire.
Very much totally destroyed. The auxiliary buildings where their heat plant was, some of their storage areas, and one of their large greenhouse complexes, it's gone.
Sunday's fire forever changed the popular garden center. Huge plumes of smoke and flames turned the sky bright orange.
This fire was really raging when First Resources got there. Looked like a fully involved inferno, really high flames.
Maple Grove Fire Chief Tim Bush says someone spotted the fire and called 911. The fire was so intense, crews from surrounding cities were called in to douse the flames.
A little bit of challenge getting access to because of the heat and the volume of the fire.
Plastics, peat moss, and other agricultural products fuel the flames.
When you have all of that, that gets involved in the fire, and then trying to put that out, you have to get it wet and you have to soak it down.
No one was in the building at the time of the fire, and there are no injuries. Meanwhile, fire investigators are still trying to determine how the fire started.
We have an idea of kind of the area where it started, but not a specific location. It's going to take time.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The Park Center homecoming football game ended abruptly Friday night after several fights broke out in the stands. According to Brooklyn Park Police, officers and school staff evacuated the crowd at the end of the game after police say several teens started fighting in the stands. Police say someone then yelled shots fired. No gun was found though, but police say the crowd continued to be unruly. Brooklyn Park Police are working with the Osseo School District to see if any further action needs to be taken. Planning is underway in Crystal to improve several city parks. As Delane Cleveland reports, city officials are asking people to provide input on what sort of changes they'd like to see.
I love this park because it's close to home. It's a good wooded trail. I like that. I really appreciate that. And there's not a ton of that in the area.
In the southeast corner of Crystal sits an 85-acre slice of nature.
Got my engagement photos taken here. Now taking little one out for a walk.
Bassett Creek Park is enjoyed by folks in the neighborhood and people looking for a scenic area to play a round of disc golf.
The disc golf course is constantly packed. It's always busy, which is good to see. I like seeing the parks being used.
Yet while it's certainly a popular course, city officials say there's room for improvement.
Park planning is an exciting time.
Crystal Recreation Director John Elholm says the disc course at Bassett Creek Park is one of 5 park projects slated for 2023. The city is looking to expand the course to 18 holes and do some prairie restoration work. But before any of that happens, they're asking people to provide feedback on potential designs.
Whenever we do projects in the parks in Crystal, we want to know what the public thinks. That's an important part of what we do.
It's the sort of input that will help shape these natural treasures for years to come.
Parks are definitely a good place to be investing and to help build a little bit more of a community.
In Crystal, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
The city of Crystal is getting a new restaurant and business. This one will replace the former Pizza Ranch space. A restaurant and bar called the Purple Rose Lounge plans to take over part of the building located in the Crystal Gallery Mall near Becker Park. The rest of the space will be turned into a tobacco shop. The former Pizza Ranch reopened in a new Champlin location last summer. Meanwhile, construction is expected this year in Maple Grove for a new indoor pickleball facility that would also have a restaurant and beer hall. The venue, called Pints and Paddle, will be located in the Grove Shopping Center between Target and Home Depot. The business is finalizing construction details that require City Council approval. This week's Standout Student says she is thankful to be back to in-person learning for her senior year. Teachers say Melissa Truong from Cooper High School is displaying the same hard work ethic in class that they saw emerge when she was learning online.
Who can tell me what is a bucket list and why would someone use a bucket list?
Students in this college prep class called AVID are planning for their senior year.
What do you think?
And learning what should be on their bucket list now that could set them up for life after Cooper High School.
Our goal is to help them be really great high school students that will transition them to being really great college students.
Currently, we're in the process of getting ready to apply for colleges next month.
Senior Melissa Truong is taking careful notes, working toward a goal of attending a four-year college here in the Twin Cities.
One thing I really appreciate about Melissa is she never gives up. She perseveres. She worked so hard during the times where we were all really struggling of learning at home and then the transition of coming back, and she didn't let anything stop her.
I'm just glad my senior year is almost normal compared to my sophomore and junior year.
She knew what she wanted. She wanted to be successful in school. She wants to go to a good college. She loves playing volleyball.
Melissa has been playing volleyball since the 7th grade. She's also on the yearbook staff. Juggling sports and academics is something she's learned to do well.
I think other people would find me goal-oriented and just responsible because I like to get stuff done on time.
Teachers have taken note too, calling Melissa a kind and caring role model who takes pride in her work.
She's such a quiet and strong leader, and that's something that I really admire about her, and I think that makes her a standout student.
Armstrong and Chanhassen are both ranked teams in Class 5A football. The two teams looked pretty evenly matched when they squared off on the Falcons' homecoming night. Jason Malillo has the highlights.
It's a battle of undefeated squads in high school football as Armstrong hosts Chanhassen. First quarter, Reggie Carter hits the hole, breaks a tackle, and goodbye. 22 yards for the touchdown, 14-0 Falcons. And they call Mr. Carter's number again, and he's got a touchdown state of mind, an 18-yard TD, Armstrong up 21-rip. Chanhassen's defense makes a big play. Pressure on Jamin Malone, and his pass is intercepted by Braden Winchell. Ensuing drive, Storm quarterback Grant Muffenbeer keeps it and scoots to the end zone. That cuts the Armstrong lead to 21-14, and that's the count at halftime. Third quarter, the Storm strikes again as Maxwell Woods bounces outside, and then a little hesitation move, and he's down the sideline and into the end zone. It's 21-all. Fourth quarter, Falcons go back on top as Carter gets his third score of the game on a 6-yard run. It's 28-21. Woods answers back for Chanhassen, finding the hole and then zipping home on a 37-yard touchdown run. Woods with 219 yards rushing on the night. And the Storm goes for two and the lead, and Woods spins his way in, and it's 29-28 Chanhassen. But with less than 30 seconds to play, Malone rolls out and connects with Cade Berg for the touchdown, and that holds up as the game-winning score as Armstrong wins 34-29. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
The Park Center football team was 2-2 in the first half of the regular season. They hope to move over 500 as they faced SMB. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
Homecoming night for Park Center football as the Pirates host the SMB Wolfpack. SMB quarterback Merrick Woods gets loose down the sideline. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but it sets up a Woods sneak for a 7-0 lead. It's 10-0 after 1. Second quarter, and bruising running back Landon Dillon bounces it to the outside. He goes 16 yards to the 1 before scoring on the next play to make it 17-0 Wolfpack at halftime. But the Pirates come alive. Isaac Davis blocks the punt. He can't get the scoop, but it still sets up Park Center in good field position. And it leads to a touchdown run for Jason Diggs as Park Center gets on the board to pull within 17-7. After they recover a fumble, quarterback Dominic Brown rolls left and takes off. A nice cutback as Brown scores. Park Center is within 17-14 after 3. But SMB's Dillon scores early in the fourth as they hold off Park Center's rally to win. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Two schools who are in Class 3A for football for the postseason renewed their rivalry in Plymouth.
Homecoming for Providence Academy football as the Lions host Breck in a Twin City Blue district game. First quarter on Breck's was Ziri Lawal with a perfect pass to Nate Miller in the end zone. It's a 7-yard touchdown and the Mustangs lead 6-0 after one quarter. Late second quarter and the Lions Josue Riley plows in from a yard out for a touchdown. The extra point is good and Providence Academy leads 7-6 at halftime. After a Ryan Hutt field goal makes it 10-6 Lions, Riley gets in for his second touchdown of the game. That score puts Providence ahead 17-6 in the fourth quarter. And the Lions defense doesn't allow any more points. They intercept 4 passes in the game, including this one late from Anthony Thonlander, as Providence Academy wins 17-6. The Lions are now 3-2 on the season. The Mustangs are 1-4.
Coming up this Friday night on CCX, it's a football game featuring 2 Class 6A schools out of the Metro Gold District as top-ranked Maple Grove visits Wayzata. Kickoff between the Crimson and the Trojans is set for 7 p.m. Coverage on cable channel 799, that's CCX1, and online at ccxmedia.org begins at 6:55.